What's up, y'all? Senior Cheesecake here with something a little different. Recently, within the Marvel Rivals community, there was a video going around of some mid-level streamer going off on one particular female player, and eventually all women gamers in general, saying they were making pretty much games worse. It got me thinking about how often gaming is treated like a private club instead of a shared space. Rather than focus on him, though, I want to talk more about my own experiences with people like that and how rough it can be feeling like an outsider when all you're really trying to do is share in a hobby. I grew up basically too brown for the rock kids, too white boy for the freestyle circle, always kind of that odd person out. We love to kind of gatekeep our hobbies like they're some kind of finite resource. Like someone enjoying something different or wrong, at least in our eyes, somehow diminishes our own experience within that hobby. But I'd love to talk about a different experience I had recently. I got asked to help with the Ashes of the Damned Easter egg, and I was unknowingly tossed right in the middle of three girlfriends drinking together and working on their third attempt at the boss that night. My initial feeling or thought that would happen in this situation, that I would be that odd person out. Instead, within minutes, we were joking and chilling all together, and they were happy that I was so willing to hold that last zombie, which is something I've experienced across the board. But I will say something that was different is I've had this same kind of core group experience where they were all knowing each other and I was the odd man out. And I almost felt alienated in that situation. There was a lot of mocking going on if I would mess up or things like that. And they would all just chalk it up to, that's what we do, huh? That type of stuff. But that energy wasn't the same way with the gal crew. It wasn't combative. It wasn't competitive. Yes, it was still like giving each other crap whenever you had to, but instead it felt like true friendship of catching your friend tripping and not making sure they're okay and then laughing it off rather than mocking someone for that trip and fall. I feel there's a big difference there. Even when they teased me about my deep voice at the start or my way too proper way of talking, as they said, it didn't have that slight tinge of toxicity that male banter can sometimes be colored with. It actually reminded me that what games I feel should be, which is cooperation without the ego. By the end of it, we didn't even beat the boss, but I can honestly say it was some of the best communication I've ever experienced in zombie or gaming in general, even in the rough spots or throughout the rounds in general. And that's the part I guess that guy will never get. These women had every reason to make me feel unwanted, and instead they made me feel like I was throwing back a couple right beside them. And I will say for myself, and it's not to brag or anything, but I made sure not to make it awkward by feeling like making it awkward by being that dude and taking up that dude space, that man spreading as you want to, if you want to say, oh, I didn't do that. It was just gaming. We were all gamers just chilling. If this kind of camaraderie and get togetherness is what women bring to gaming, please flood my matchmaking with as many of them as possible. A night full of that sounds way better than any insecure men dick wagging over how best they could basically press buttons than anyone else. No, no one deserves to feel like the odd person out with that kind of crap being thrown around. Pass someone a controller rather than finding reasons to yank it away from them. Gaming gets better every time that circle gets bigger. This community has only gotten stronger as more people have found the many types of joy gaming can bring into our lives. But with that pearl of wisdom, this is Senior Cheesecakes. If you got a minute, drop your favorite cooperative gaming memory below. And as always, y'all take care out there.